Hey, here we are. Oh, let me raise this. My camera's up. This is exciting. Thanks for those who are joining us or watching through the VOD. Tonight we're celebrating the launch of a Twitter account that I named Voice Actors Practice Corner. And how that came about was we've all been wanting to find practice stuff, and we've gone out and you know all the places you're going to find. Edge Studio will have something. I think GVAA will have stuff. Anyway, you can find practice spots here and there. But every time I read them, I was never particularly taken by them. Never found them to be all that exciting, or sometimes even feel that genuine. They just felt kind of thrown together. So one thing I started doing, and this is a tip I've actually told people before, is I would go to iSpot.tv, and it's a website aggregate, and I would start to just grab commercials off of there, and I would transcribe them. And that was all well and good. Problem is, there's not much character or animation or video game stuff on anywhere to find unless you're going to do cartoons, and that always felt a little weird as well to kick my desk, to take pre-established characters and I don't know, I think you're going to want to fall into the trap of impression rather than trying to bring your own thing to it. So, like with anything, if it's not out there, you make it yourself. So that's what brought about VAPC. A Voice Actors Practice Corner. And what that is a aggregate at this point, a small aggregate because it's just me, but I'm writing character spots and I'm writing commercial spots and I'm putting it on that Twitter account, and it's free for anybody to use. You can scroll through it, find something you like, grab it, and use it to practice with. Find different ways to approach that character. And what's cool about it is since it's custom and it's made for that channel, it doesn't have any of the baggage, right, that comes with it being pre-established character or being a pre-established commercial spot. That commercial spot is written for the Twitter account. So you get to bring your interpretation to the copy, which I think is pretty cool. I think that's what we all want to be able to do, is we want to show how we interpret copy and how we interpret the character. So it works a little bit different between the two. The character, it's luckily able to all kind of fit right into the tweets, because I keep the character stuff just long enough to be kind of what you would do for a demo. I wouldn't suggest using these for demos. You'd want to kind of use these for practice and then go get a writer, hire a writer, and then they can write custom copy for you. Because that's the thing. All the character copy is gender neutral, and I try to keep it as open as possible so that anybody can grab it and feel like they can use it. So the character stuff, it can be all right in there. Twittulating. I hope it is exciting. I'm excited. We're going to do some of it tonight. Wild High. So thanks for jumping in the chat. It's good to see you. Anyway, where was I? So the character stuff's all right in line. It's Shane. Of course it is. Wild High? Who are you? Of course. I get water going down my gullet. Anyway, so the character stuff's all right there. In line, we have a prompt, a direction. It'll give you kind of the general age we want for the character, a setup for the scene. that this should take place in, so um, you understand a bit what the space is supposed to be. I mean, this is in case you want to add your own music and sound to it and all that kind of stuff. And then the copy. Okay. The commercial side of things, I had to actually start a Twit Longer account, and I paid for the no commercial stuff. So there's no ads or anything on that. But the reason why I had to do Twit Longer is because obviously with commercial copy, I'm doing anywhere between 15 to 30 second copy. And that tends to be a lot longer than 140 characters. It could range anywhere from 300 to 500. So we had to go to Twit Longer. But with that one, we still set up at least, here is the type of commercial: automotive, retail. I try to break it down like that. We might do e-learning explainer far down the road, but right now it's all just basic commercial copy. Well, automotive is a more specialized version, but anyway. So we'll have that. It'll give you either the company or maybe the name of the spot. Very brief, because unfortunately Twit Longer's title isn't 140 characters. Go figure. A very brief kind of what we expect, the energy from the read, or something like that. High energy, or start somber but turn on a dime, all that kind of stuff. So we try to give it a little bit there. How long we expect it to be, to 15 or 30 or 60, maybe we might get up to 60 someday. But right now it's generally between 15 and 30. And then the hashtag for voice practice. Now, I want to point out with the commercial copy, the reason why the 15 and 30 is there, because I think it's very important to always try to hit 15 and 30. If it says 30, do it in 30. If it says 15, do it in 15. If you go over in your practice, part of the practice at that point is, okay, I was over by a second. I was over by 6 seconds. I was under by a certain amount. You want to be able to work on your internal clock to make sure you're hitting those times, because that's what the director or that's whoever is hiring you is expecting. They want 15, they want 30. Okay? So that's why that's there. Let's see. I've used the same online handle for like 16 years. You know what? I will ignore you. Wait, were you? Oh, I get it now. The year you were born. Or were you the 86th person to be named Wild High on AOL Instant Messenger? Right. Shane's a good buddy of mine, so he's coming in to bug me. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pull up the Twitter page for VAPC. Things will work here. Switch accounts. Oh, I got to add an existing account. I forgot to do this. Let's all talk about tacos. Who likes tacos? I like tacos. What's your favorite type of taco? Discuss. Here's the thing. Discussion. The Holy Roman Empire was neither holy nor Roman. Discuss. No one. Nothing. Okay, we're on VAPC. Cool. So we want to find all the fun spots. Let me switch over VOBS. Deistress, Alpha Ray Burst. Thank you for showing up. Glad you could be here. Thank you, Alpha Ray, for good luck. Man, I don't even know what I was saying before. Basically, what we're doing here is celebrating the launch of Voice Actors Practice Corner, which is what I have up right now on Twitter. And if you don't know, it's just a Twitter account where we're aggregating practice scripts, both commercial and animation. So what I was going to leave up to you guys is, do you want me to work on some commercial copy, or do you want me to work on some character copy? You can also pull up the Twitter account for yourselves if you want to be able to look through it. It's just at voice practice, which I was saying, the fact that I got at voice practice just friggin' blows my mind. Like, what a great handle to have for this. It's so easy to remember. I had thought about doing just VA Practice Corner, but voice practice is just so universal. Meh. You know what one I didn't do, and I really wanted to do it? I didn't have time to. I posted it. So a lot of these I had posted on my personal account before making this one. So there is this bomb technician. There we go. So this one right here. The direction is a middle-aged is the age that we're going for. A demolitions expert swoons over their cache of bombs, or cache if you will, of which each is named after a famous painter. And we want to show pride, we want to show love. That's kind of one of the emotions that we're wanting to hit with this one. Okay, so that's where it's fun. Excited. Are y'all excited? I think I want to do this one. Here we go. All right, we're going to hit record. Ooh, goodness. There's Reaper. And this lovely bomb here is my sweet Picasso. Why? Because when it blows, it'll put your eyes on the side of your face and your nose where your mouth should be. Oh, right. That was a thing that just happened. Cool. Okay. That's why we do this. We learn together. Yay. All right. All right. So let's listen to it. Now that we have it, let's all listen to it. And let's give feedback. Let's think about what we could do. There's already one thing I'm hearing that I know what happened, and we'll see if we can all hear it together. And this lovely bomb here is my sweet Picasso. Why? Because when it blows, it'll put your eyes on the side of your face and your nose where your mouth should be. Okay. There it is. Yep, there's a big old plosive. So what happened was, so I don't use a pop filter, and I know that's probably seems strange and like, wow, you got to use a pop filter. Well, the way I've set my microphone is the capsule is pointing at my forehead. I probably could actually lower it a little bit, but I'm just gonna. The capsule's pointing at my forehead, so I'm actually speaking below the microphone. If I kept my head still, we wouldn't have had any plosives. We would have been fine. But in the middle of my acting, I'm sure I did that and just spoke straight into the capsule. For those who don't know, the capsule is it's a little cylinder in here inside this grill plate. And that's what's picking up on the noise. This is a cardioid pattern microphone, which means it picks up kind of slightly from the sides, but really from the front. It's a heart-shaped pattern. For all, if you are just joining us, please give us a shout out. Please give us a follow. Diceress has actually given us some really cool ideas for things we're going to do in the future. To kind of maybe bring some of you guys on. We can work stuff together, do a 2-person thing. So really cool ideas. Some things we'll definitely use in the future. So I'm going to do this. We're going to redo the spot. Let's jump back over to the browser. I was looking. We're going to run through this again. And we're going to have some fun. We're trying not to hit that plosive. So, I know I'm real quiet right now. Sorry, guys. I should have pumped up my gain while I was just crapping. Let's run through it again. And we're going to have a lot of fun. Remember we wanted to do that drop jaw. And this lovely bomb here is my sweet Picasso. Why? Because when it blows, it'll put your eyes on the side of your face and your nose where your mouth should be. It didn't record anything. So glad you guys liked it. Reaper did not. And I'm thinking. Thank you. And I'm thinking what happens. Watch this. Okay. Watch me do this punch and roll. I guarantee it's going to work now. And this lovely bomb here is my sweet Picasso. Yep. So, hey, so that's punch and roll, by the way. So what happens when it seems when I'm using the methodology. Oh, sorry. Thank you. And my sploofy bum here is my sweet Picasso. All right. There you go. That's a punch and roll. You see how it's kind of sectioned this out? Switch back to this. Okay. And now, when we listen back to it. And this lovely bomb here is my sweet Picasso. Why? So, you can hear how there's barely any difference. It sounds like it's all in the same take. I ran up with it to kind of get in that same thing. Ran through. The waveform's a little bit probably bigger than normal. Well, what's really cool with Reaper, if I hold down Alt and you see that little side-to-side arrow, well, you can't, probably. If I hold down Alt and I'm hovering over this, a little black and side-to-side arrow pops up. And I can actually click and drag that audio. So you can actually see where I was reading the other bits. It recorded all of that and has it in memory. What's cool is if I did a punch and roll and maybe I came in a little bit early or got out a little bit late, it recorded all that. It's not that it cuts it off. You can just slide that bit around. And maybe I want to just make sure we are in DOS stream. Yeah, is my sweet Picasso. And maybe we're like, you know what? I don't like the Picasso coming in so quick. Let's move it out. My sweet
Picasso!
And gave it that little extra bit. So that's punch and roll. And that's a lot of fun. I use that all the time. Especially because like that, yeah.
My sweet is my sweet.
It's just so, like, that's why part of the big reason why I left Audition was that feature. Right there. That was enough for me. But, all right, I'm sold. And then the saving features and how it's just extremely good. Okay.
All right, baby. Yeah, we can do it. Yeah, he says to me. He says, you gotta get a gimmick. Yeah, we can get a gimmick. High explosives. Yeah.
So because that guy is so
Like this. Yeah, all right. Hey. Everything's very gone in your face. All right, we're gonna do it. Yeah, he says, this is me.
very clipped dialogue. So let's do that. All right.
Yeah. This lummy bomb here, it's my sweet Picasso. Why? Because when it blows, it'll put your eyes on the side of your face and where your nose is and where your mouth should be.
I clipped the crap out of that. But we're going to listen to it. Let's listen to how crazy this one is. I can see the clipping. So I'll let me switch over to. Oh, can you not see that? Oh my goodness. Well, I was gonna show you my effects rack, but I would almost have to add another display capture, another window capture. Of just there we go. Good grief. Okay, so that is my effects rack, and I just have a simple denoise on there. I just got the RX-7 stuff. And it's just a light. I just use their default thing. Let me pull that up. I have a gate, and it's a really light gate, as you can see. And I have it real low. My space is pretty good, so I didn't have to be too bad on the attack and release and all that fun stuff. I do keep a little bit of the dry in there. Sometimes I'll pull it out, but if you can see, I've got a bit of the dry audio still playing underneath the wet and mixes them together a little bit, so it's not such a drastic like drop off on and on. This is my EQ. My EQ, I actually had Arthur T. If anybody knows who Arthur T is, Arthur T Audio on Twitter. He's the one who did the sound engineering for my for my animations demo. He helped me put together this EQ. He listened to my stuff and gave me what I need to put in where. So it's like I went to other people that knew better than me to help me put that together. Then it's a small compressor. Nothing crazy. And I do drop a limiter at the very end of the whole thing to just lift everything back up to be right at negative 0.1. I do that mainly for auditions, just because I want it to be. If it's auditions, I'll put it at 0.1, just because a lot of clients want to hear it as loud as possible. But if I'm delivering to a client that is going to go through more of the effects, or more of the, it's going to go to another sound engineer who might take it to another mixer and so on and so forth to final mix, then I'll do it at negative 3. And at -3, that gives enough headroom for them to play around with. So, okay. I just wanted to show that. All right. Let's listen to this craziness. That's going to clip like a mother. Let's just make sure again that we're at the DAW stream. Okay.
Yeah. This lovely bomb here is my sweet Picasso. Why? Because when it blows, it'll put your eyes on the side of your face and where your nose is and where your mouth should be.
Yeah, you can hear that clipping towards the end. The other thing I hear is because I've gotten away from the range, the solid place I want to be, since I'm in a tight space like this, based on George Whittam, who's an amazing sound engineer and tech guy for voiceover artists. His suggestion is when you're in a small box space like this for recording, the normal 6 to 8 inches or whatever, 6 to 7 inches hang 10 thing doesn't work. It's actually too far away and you're going to get that boxy sound. His suggestion is a closed fist. So about that far away. So that's why I try to stay about there. And so when you listen to this,
yeah, this lovely bomb here is my sweet Picasso.
I can hear, I don't know about you guys, I can hear the space. It's a little roomy. So I probably should be that, I can't get that far away. I think because I squunched down, because I can hear it now. Yeah. If I talk, I'm switching straight into my full input, and so, yeah. So I need to be able to stay here, but with that character. So I can't move my head as much, which sucks, because I love to get, as you can see, as much physicality as I can. All right, we're going to do one more time. Same character. Let's do this.
Yeah. Oh, and this lovely bomb here, it's my sweet Picasso. Why? Because when it blows, it'll put your eyes on the side of your face, and where your nose is, where your mouth should be.
I clipped again. So I'm gonna pull it down. The other thing is I'm not getting the lines right. I'm so into the character that I'm not getting that. It'll put your eyes on the side of your face and your nose where your mouth should be. I keep messing that line up. So I need to note to self, the director is going to come in and be like, yeah, I like your enthusiasm, but you're messing up that line. Okay, so we need to figure that out. We're going to try to be more conscious of that.
Yeah. And this lovely bomb here is my sweet Picasso. Why? Because when it blows, it'll put your eyes on the side of your face and your nose where your mouth should be.
Hey, that's better. All right, that dropped it down a lot better. So we'll switch over so you guys can. Oh, you can see the waveform. Okay. So you can see how this waveform's a lot better. I'm not clipping. At the end, what I try to do is not that I don't put a hard limiter in saying that, oh, I've went over this, bring it down. I don't want to chop anything off. My preference is to always be below whatever I want my end result to be. Does that make sense? I'd rather always lift up rather than squish back down. I just think it's yeah. So I just always stay that low, and then as I was saying, then the limiter at the end is what's going to lift it back up to um, the thing. Because I know audition, that's one thing I think I always found myself doing was the trap of I would do my thing and then I'd go, oh, normalize. Yeah, well, I would do that. Normalize it this, and I don't know. I've stopped normalizing since getting into Reaper and just I don't know, letting the performance be. I don't know, and maybe that's wrong. Maybe it's something I need to rethink because in Reaper, I mean, I can go itemize processing, and then I mean, hey, I'm not that much further ahead. This is the side of sound engineering that I'm kind of like, eh. So I would love if we could get someone like Arthur T in here to explain like when you would normalize and all that kind of stuff. But I can come in to normalize gain, and you can see where it pulled everything up by plus 1.7. Because what it did was literally try to get your top end up to that negative 0.1. But I tend to just leave it at normal and then let the limiter do its thing. Okay, so let's listen to that and see what we think. Okay, we're on the DAW stream.
Yeah. And this lovely bomb here is my sweet Picasso. Why? Because when it blows, it'll put your eyes on the side of your face and your nose where your mouth should be.
I don't know why I did that in the end, but I did. That seems really sibilant. What do you guys think?
Yeah. And this lovely bomb here is my sweet Picasso. Why? Because when it blows, it'll put your eyes on the side of your face and your nose where your mouth should be.
Yeah, it seems really sibilant. But maybe I'm just...
Yeah. And this lovely bomb here is my sweet Picasso. Why? Because when it blows, it'll put your eyes on the side of your face and your nose where your mouth should be.
All right. Well, that's our two different versions that we could do of this character. And you could do an A/B this way if you wanted to show a director, here's two different, if they allow A/B takes, multiple takes, you could be like, here's one interpretation, here's a second interpretation. If you're not wanting to do, yeah. So let's play them both back to back.
And this lovely bomb here is my sweet Picasso. Why? Because when it blows, it'll put your eyes on the side of your face and your nose where your mouth should be. Yeah. And this lovely bomb here is my sweet Picasso. Why? Because when it blows, it'll put your eyes on the side of your face and your nose where your mouth should be.
Yeah, because I think because the second one is an impression, right? I'm trying to do an impression of something I've heard once when I was a young kid, and now just a second ago to try to hit it. But a really cool quote I just saw recently is uh, a bad impression is just a new voice. So it's almost giving permission to go and practice doing impressions of people, but not necessarily to truly mimic them, but try to find new voices in yourself that could be like, because you look at one of the greats, Billy West, right? Billy West talks about like, oh, 1 second. Okay, 11:02. Ooh. Billy West, he goes through all the different voices of Futurama and how he came up with them. And he talks about where that inspiration came from. He said Fry is just his himself, much younger, his teenage, young 20s, idealistic. But then Zap Brannigan, he was like, it's kind of those old news announcers and radio guys. And I can't remember, I wish I remember where the video was, but he's doing something of impressions. Like who's Nixon? I think it's his Nixon. Does he do Nixon? At any rate, that Nixon doesn't really sound like Nixon. And Nixon never really did the "aroo." Like, that wasn't actually a thing, but to us, that will always be Nixon now. No matter what, when I see Richard Nixon, I think Futurama, and I have a completely skewed idea of who that guy really was. But I think you're right. Yeah, the first one, it was more. I don't know if I've ever done that voice before, but I definitely put it in a more comfortable place within my body, so I wasn't messing my throat up too much, and got the physicality. I think I felt the character more there. I understood that character more. Whereas with the second one, it was a little manic and maybe harder to maintain how manic that was, and when to do the different ha ha, those kinds of things. But what does it show? It's completely two different takes on the character, in the sense that one is comedic, one you could say is kind of funny, is comedic, but not in the like lovable, like, oh, I'm laughing, oh, how cute. Like, that's the kind of, like, it's the cartoon, well, the Tick version of funny. It's funny because of how crazy and manic this guy is. Like, holy, we don't know what this one's gonna do. We're the first one. Here's the best way I can put it. The first one feels like that's the crazy explosives guy on your team. He's part of the good guys. He's a little nuts, but I'm glad he's on our side. He's mostly harmless. Where the first one, he might kill us all. We need to keep an eye on him. So I think that's how those two go. Yeah. So do we have any other questions or comments? Things we want to know about? Because I think we've kind of... Go ahead and save this. Close out. I've been a voice actor. No, I don't do VA full time yet. That is the dream. I am an animator by day. That's what I went to college for. Character animation, and I'm doing motion graphics work. And so, okay, we'll do this a little bit. So, how long have you been a VA? I've been doing this for about 2 years. Seriously, taking it very seriously within the last 1 year. And the first year, first getting started, I think like a lot of people, I did casting call club, and I literally started the worst way you could possibly start. I mean, I was literally sitting in a den, a huge, like, it was once a garage that was converted into a den. I bought a $40 microphone and stand kit. It wasn't even an XLR microphone. It was just like this crazy uh, auxiliary cable to USB thing that stuck in. It was crazy. Anyway, and I was recording in the most reverberated place you could possibly record. And I'm sure if I went back and listened to those, I think they're still on there. Oh my, I would hate myself. However, I had so much fun. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even though it was bad, I was having a great time. And slowly progressed and started getting better equipment and learning more and until I'm in this space here. They live on there. That would be fun. That should be a stream. Let's go listen to my original. I don't know. We'll do that. We'll make that a stream. Let's go listen to my first recordings on Casting Call Club. Okay. And within the past year, maybe 3 years now. I don't know. Anyway, the past year, starting December, I did a couple of things. Early on, I joined the World Voices organization. It's $100 membership for a year. They are a primarily commercial organization for commercial work, but they're probably one of the best organizations in the industry. They have a mentorship program. So what you do is you sign up, you become an associate member. An associate member means you don't have any credits. And then but you're allowed to look through a mentorship directory. And I found some people on there. I reached out to them and got a couple of mentors. And that's really was a huge step in getting me further along in my career. One of them is Cliff Zellman. He's the one that did my commercial demo. He's a automotive guy, and holy crap, he's the guy I go to when I have industry questions for who do I need to talk to about this, who's good for like who's going to be good for marketing, who's going to be good for this. Do I need to talk to this person? He's an industry guy. He's been in it forever. Scott Burns is what I call my cheerleader. He's the guy I'm just like, hey man, here's what's cool, what's going on. Here's where I'm having struggles. And he's a lot of fun. He's full of energy. And Scott Burns was one of the original voices of Bowser, just like the growling Bowser. I think he was in Mario Sunshine. Did the voice for Bowser in that. When I say voice, again, it's just kind of thing. And then some union BS kicked him out, stopped him from that. So that's been within the last year, and then finally got my demos. Thank you, stimulus check. That helped get that finally done, and that's been pushing me through. Other than the price of the world site, no, the mentors do not charge. That is part of them being a mentor. If any of the mentors charge you, you need to contact the World Voices organization and be like, hey, this person tried to charge me money. And your mentorship with them is going to be, it's different for everybody. I had a very good relationship, had very good rapport with them. Now, I only talk to them maybe once or twice a month now, and it's an email. Every once in a while, we'll talk on the phone. So don't, I'm trying to temper expectations, right? Don't expect you're going to be talking to this person every single day and they're just going to hand you jobs. Like, that's the thing. I've never gotten really a leg up in the industry that way, other than just being able to say, hey, this is my mentor, and people are like, oh, I know who that is. So I'll have like connections that way, and I can build connections that way. But they're not there to get you work. I don't want people to think that. But they've just been supportive and great insight into the industry. Anyway, so do I have an agent? No, I don't have an agent. I've had some interest for a couple of local here. I'm in the southeast. Had a couple of local people interested, and they were one of the top talent agents here in Atlanta, and it's just been kind of lukewarm. We've kind of been in negotiations, and nothing's really pushed forward. The other one, we just lost communication. They were very brand new, and communications just kind of broke down. But again, this is where my mentor was great. I contacted my mentor, and I was like, hey, here's this younger studio. What's going on with that? And they gave me some great advice on how to approach that kind of studio. But I want a VA full time. I think that's the idea. And what I'm doing, a part of that is I've started a production company and a video production company, and a part of that is almost generating my own work. Oh, VR for your own stuff. I don't have any stuff. Not yet. I'm trying. That's what, like I was saying. Okay, I knew it. See, I should not have misinterpreted. My apologies. In fact, that's her right now being like, sup, what are you doing right now? This is our. I keep looking back because my babu is asleep. Yeah, I ain't here to hit on nobody. I'm here to talk about voice acting. But like I was saying, so yes, starting the video production company. The idea is to be as full service as possible. So you can be like, hey, not only can I do some graphics work for your commercial or do these various things, well, we also provide voice acting services and basically generate and be my own boss and hire myself. So yes, there is the potential that in the future, if I need a female voice actor, I could hire. I'd go to Twitter or wherever and hire out or do a casting call that way. I think that's gonna probably do it for tonight. I originally set these up for an hour, but yeah, it really generally is like an hour, 2 hours, however it needs to be to get it done. And have a good time. Answer questions, obviously. I don't want to keep anybody away from enjoying themselves and talking, and because this is a little it's supposed to be informal. Okay. Hey, thank you very much for sticking around, Dicerus, and honestly, being interactive. It helps me a lot when there's someone to interact with. I'm a theater kid, so there's a level of feeling alone when you're just talking to a camera. So when you have someone to bounce ideas off of, and thank you very much for all of your ideas. Holy crap. We have a lot to think about and going forward. If you're watching the VOD, I'm going to try to put these up on my personal YouTube account, probably. Yeah, I'll put these up on my personal YouTube account, which is just, again, Jeffrey N. Baker. Pretty much anything social media, Jeffrey N. Baker. But if you're watching this later, please come to the Jeffrey M. Baker, twitch.tv/Jeffrey M. Baker. Give us a follow. Give us a follow on YouTube. Please check out Voice Actors Practice Corner, VAPC. It's at Voice Practice on Twitter. Give that a follow as well. And just follow all the things. And let's keep in touch. And we'll keep doing this. Right now, the schedule is planning to be every Thursday and Sunday evening. So at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And hopefully we'll see more people. Share this out. All right, guys. Thank you very much. And we'll keep in touch. And we'll talk to you later. All right. Bye-bye.